Erick, I try. I try so hard to defend your actions, and you're just indefensible.
In the end, it doesn't even matter. What's the worst that can happen? Sometimes, if people want smoke, I'm more than willing. The cowboy hat emoji gang is more than willing to return smoke.
I'm saying nada over here. I'm going to sit back with my pop chips and just watch the game go down.
I do everything I can for this show and to put on a good show, and hopefully you enjoy listening. Appreciate you listening. If somebody does something to go against that, tends to not put me off, but it's a little bit like, okay. So sometimes you just got a little shot across the bow. So for my event, I'm going to call this person live, and hopefully they answer. And if they don't, we'll just keep calling because we're on till 10. What could possibly go wrong? Isn't this exciting? Isn't this exciting?
No.
Why not?
Because I just feel like this could go one of two ways, and we're going to see right now.
Oh, gosh.
What do you want?
Hey, Erick, can you come, hey, Erick, can you come to the studio real quick?
What is it now that I did or do?
I honestly did not know it was Erick.
I had a feeling it was me the whole time.
No, but it's serious,
what did I
though.
do now? What?
Before I give you a chance to say anything, I'm going to turn your microphone off so you cannot say anything. Perhaps you heard the saga of the young lady Erick met at Public 2 weeks ago. And we found this woman. We made signs. We talked about it. We put out the bat signal. And by golly, we found it. We found her. Numbers were exchanged. We made a connection. Now, back me up, Riley. Off the air yesterday, Erick was talking about he had something he needed to do yesterday, but didn't know if he wanted to do it and didn't want us to talk about it on the air, correct?
Yep.
Imagine my surprise when I find the I Am Your Father podcast with Erick and his buddy Blake, and I hear this.
I want to ask how I should play this, because we have been communicating. We might go out, but what do you think I should do? Should I pursue it or should I let it go?
And I'm happy with any girl that you haven't met on Twitter.
True. It's buddy Blake. Imagine my surprise. So on the show, can't talk about it. We can't do it. But the podcast, okay to do. Now, my event is to Erick. Everybody listening was invested in this. And you were like, well, we can't talk about it. But we did talk about it.
But one, it's also called the Blake and Erick Podcast. 1, 2.
Oh, it's changed from I'm Your Father?
Yeah, we changed that name because no one understood the podcast name. 2.
Okay.
I just asked him a question if I should do something or not do something. This was Monday.
Why can't you ask us?
Why can't I ask you guys? Because I know John's going to want to say go 110%. Because it's for the he's doing it more for the keeping the storyline.
False.
I think.
False. False.
I think I talked to Riley off the air about it. And she was just like, do whatever you feel comfortable.
Now,
and I haven't had a chance to talk to you, Rose, about it. And I'm sorry, and I should have.
But can I ask? Let me ask you this though: if you think that I only care about doing it for the show, and the publicity, wouldn't I have talked about it yesterday when you said not to talk about it?
No, because we all know the rule. If it says not for air,
so
we know the rule.
Then by your own logic, I'm not doing it for the show.
On air, though.
Yeah, I'm doing it for the betterment of you. So by your own logic, false.
Hold on.
Damn, Erick, I was really trying hard to be silent and wait to defend you for a second, but you just messed up right there.
Yeah, but
correct.
No, si pero nada. Listen, you said you didn't want to talk about it on air, but then you took it to your version of the air and took it there.
Yes.
Sarah, that's where you messed up. If you totally didn't want to talk about it and wanted to keep it personal, that's okay, man. But if you say, though, that's your reasoning for it, not that you didn't want to go or you don't want to pursue it or you want your privacy, those are all very valid reasons. The reason it's not valid is our listeners trust us a lot. Our listeners love to hear our stories.
Yes.
We owe it to them to kind of put it out there. So if you're kind of being, what was it that you were being greedy? Is that what it was?
No, I was having a conversation with not only my podcast partner, but my best friend in life.
Oh.
Actually, I've known the guy for at least 20 years, and, Blake, and we were talking, we were having a conversation.
But
I appreciate his opinion, and clearly he always has something funny to say about me. So,
Wait, me or Blake?
Blake, not you.
I have nice things to say. I'm just saying I feel like I'm right in this. I feel like I am. It's a little bit suspect.
Erick,
We can't talk about it on the air at all. But what's the difference between on the air and the podcast?
I don't have as many people listening to my podcast as we do having listened to this wonderful radio show, so that's why. And the Leftover podcast definitely dominates as well compared to the Blake and Eric podcast. So it was one of those things where it was just in conversation.
Yeah.
And
it was a crime you didn't think you'd be caught committing, essentially, right? Is it a crime if the tree does a podcast in the woods, but it's not on iHeartRadio, doesn't make a sound, is what we're saying. In your case, you little tree, you did a podcast in the woods with your buddy Blake, and it wasn't iHeartRadio, and indeed it did make a sound.
Did it make a sound? Why are you so mad?
We
talked about it yesterday.
You wouldn't let us talk about it yesterday.
We did. I said I might be doing something. I was exhausted yesterday. I didn't go.
He didn't say what it was, though. You didn't say what you were doing, though. But
we were supposed to meet up and hang out.
Yeah.
Can we please talk about the fact that I'm so disappointed that you didn't go either? Because I think, whether you admit it or not, because you always want to be this machismo Latino man, that you do really want to find somebody. And this could have been your somebody, because I believe in fate, and I think this was a person that you had a misconnection with, and then our listeners, whom you didn't share the story with after, want you to have that. So I feel like you. Well, why didn't we go?
I literally was exhausted, and I got Max back from his mom.
But you exhausted on Monday before Wednesday, though? This was recorded on Monday.
This was recorded on Monday, and then Tuesday night I went and met some friends for happy hour, and it got out of hand.
Oh, my God, you didn't tell me that part. Damn it, Sam, over here defending you.
Yes.
Trying to say, oh, Eric, you know what, if you were tired and that was your son, you just got back and rewind the tape. Now I hear that you went out and busted it out with your friends the night before, and what... Oh, God. Eric, I try so hard to defend your actions, and you're just indefensible.
And in the end, it doesn't even matter.
It does matter.
It doesn't.
Somebody texted him, when Riley speaks Spanish, watch out.
Yeah, right? I know. It doesn't come out very often at all.
I'm just hurt.
Why are you so mad?
I thought this is a circle of trust among friends.
It is a circle of trust amongst friends.
Yeah, but even when you come and you try to play Mr. Innocent, like you just played me this morning, trying to play it like, oh yeah, I'm just being this really good dad, which you are. Don't come for me. That you're like, oh well, I was tired, and here's the reason why. You tried to play like it was because you were doing dad duty, but you had really just gotten saucy with your friends the night before.
But exactly. So then I had to now be 110% for Max. And I wanted to focus on that.
But what about this lady that you'd made plans with and canceled with not that long before?
I just, you know what? I feel like if it's gonna happen, it'll happen. I'm not really worried.
But it ain't gonna happen. You canceling the night of, sir.
Can I ask you guys a question?
Oh, yeah.
Not growing up in a Latin household, is it like when two Latin parents fight? Because I feel like I'm just watching right now, and I'm afraid to say anything.
This is easy.
Yeah,
Can you imagine? We get fired, will we not?
Yeah, this is
like,
nothing,
oh my God. Like sort of like Latins. I don't know how it is in your household, Eric, but in a Puerto Rican household, like we don't stop talking. We just get louder. We just go over each other.
The whole time, and then we start yelling, and then we get up, and we use our hands a lot more.
And we might throw something.
Passion, and then we're not fighting. We're just having a conversation.
In my Irish household, we keep it all in, and then we keep it in.
Yeah, clearly
it stays in
for 3 hours this morning.
I was gathering my thoughts to articulate my feelings, and I just feel a little bit betrayed. That's what it is.
I just feel like, Eric, like we were very stoked about this. I know you were trepidatious because I think you've been burned a little bit in the love department.
Yeah.
So I get that part. But every time I try to defend you, it comes out something shady.
So if you're just tuning in, so a little recap, the lady Eric made the sign for last week, he had mentioned yesterday casually he was thinking about going on a date with her, but he didn't really want to talk about it in the air, and we respected that, as good friends do. Only to find out, and let me play the clip again, because the amount of hurt that I felt when I heard this
I want to ask you how I should play this, because we have been communicating. We might go out, but like, what do you think I should do? Should I pursue it or should I let it go?
I'm just saying, are you team hurt or team Eric? 99338 to text. Hurt, by the way, is spelled H-U-R-T. Eric, don't matter how you spell E-R-I-C-K, E-R-I-C-Q, whatever way, to 99338. Somebody texted Riley about to flip out. A lot of people like your Spanish. There is.
It doesn't come out very often at all.
Yes. So 99338 to text. That was part of my event for today.
You know what, John?
Yes, Eric.
Sorry I didn't give you the full story, and I'm sorry that I went on my podcast and talked about it, and I don't want to make everyone mad, and I'm sorry that I didn't, ¿cómo se dice? You know, just talk to
Lo
me more
siento.
about- No, chamo, no.
Or tu siento, because
Stop,
you were
stop,
saying
stop.
you are. If I
Ay,
said
Dios
lo
mío.
siento, that means I am sorry,
Can someone
correct?
get this man a
But
Rosetta Stone?
but you say tu,
Please.
but I'm saying you're so tu si.
No, that's not how it works.
Well,
buddy. That's not how it works.
accept.
Oh my God, stop. We were so close to a genuine
I
apology
was saying
from
I
Erick.
accept his apology.
Do you realize that's the first time in almost
Yes.
5 years I've heard you genuinely apologize? I'm going to faint.
Please don't.
I accept your apology.
Now, one day I can't wait till you
listen.
apologize to me for
That
all
ain't
the
gonna
things
happen.
You know,
That ain't gonna
listen,
happen.
We're taking baby steps.
Dream
and
on.
I promise to be as involved in your love life as I possibly can
Oh,
forever.
Lord.